Welcome back, anime fans, to Ghost in the Cloud, your anime podcast. My name is John, and with me is my co-host Bridget.
Hey!
This week we are going to be doing our second episode of Dragon Ball, and with us to do that is our friend Frank.
Hey guys, what's up?
Frank is a huge Dragon Ball fan, and as what we usually do with all of our guests, our first timers, we like to ask two questions. One, what was the first anime that got you into anime?
Well, there's actually three that got me into it. Rurouni Kenshin,
Wow.
Dragon Ball Z, and Gundam Wing.
Nice.
I think actually those three are probably some of the few that I also started with.
Rurouni Kenshin is fantastic.
Yeah, it's from start to finish, all three animes are great, and I guess that's what pushed me to watching more anime.
Now,
and getting more in depth about
you
it.
said Dragon Ball Z, right?
Yeah.
So you saw Dragon Ball Z before you saw Dragon Ball?
Before I saw Dragon Ball.
I was the same way. I didn't know Dragon Ball existed, because when I first saw Dragon Ball, I was like 12.
Yeah, I was probably like 11, 10.
I didn't register that it was anime, like I was just like, oh, it's just a cartoon.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
I didn't
absolutely.
know it came from like a rich backstory of manga and stuff like that, so...
Oh yeah, same boat. Mhm.
Currently, to this day, what is your favorite anime?
To date is One Piece by far. There's nothing that I won't say nothing that comes close, but if you're gonna watch it, it's really emotionally deep, action packed, and it's a wow factor.
I got a question about that. How old... One Piece is like 20 years old, right?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
and
Yeah.
it's not done.
That's crazy.
Still going. Yeah, a lot of people say that if they were to recommend like an anime to somebody like to start out in the anime world, that they would recommend One Piece, that it's like a classic shonen.
It's crazy for me to think about that because Pokemon's 21, 22 years old now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like, I remember when Pokemon came out. Like, I was in GameStop the day to get Pokemon Red. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't
Like,
that cool.
I used to get Nintendo Power like monthly. Like, I was just like, I'm getting this game. This game looks awesome.
And
And that
that's
was like
still
my
going.
first game. And that's still going. Like, I never would have guessed that. My mind was so closed back then. I would have never guessed there was like something other than Pokemon. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, the fact that One Piece has been 20 years on is like
covering that show is
mind-blowing to me.
it's gonna be a picnic.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big challenge.
Yeah.
Flashbacks galore. Just get ready for that. But overall, it's great.
Maybe since that one's 20 years on and it's Pokemon 2, maybe we'll sort of do a one long episode and we'll just sort of touch base on like major plot points or something of that nature.
That's
and, like,
cheating.
It is cheating,
It's a
but
cop-out.
it's 20 years of TV.
So,
I don't know.
I don't
if
see
we
what the
can-
problem is, John.
I don't know if we can ever
Put it
catch
this
up
way.
to that.
Challenge accepted.
It only took me about 7 months to catch up to One Piece.
That's crazy talk.
7 months.
You compiled 20 years of One Piece into 7 months.
Yes.
I just, there are podcasts out there, whole podcasts that just talk about Pokemon. I don't know. I want to do it justice. I don't want to just skim.
Alright. No, I
And that's why we
right
came
now.
up with the system that like we're doing
That's
today.
crazy, though.
Breaking big anime franchises up into multiple episodes focusing on sagas. So I would like to do that with Pokemon. There's something else, like maybe we can adjust it a little bit for Pokemon. I don't want to skip.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I get it. I'm shot down. I understand.
So-
It makes sense.
I'm watching it with my friend Andrew over again.
Okay.
Round 2.
From the beginning.
From the beginning. Some episodes do kind of, because they're flashback, you kind of repeat, you see some of this stuff over again. So Andrew would want to skip it. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Just because we've seen it, we're going to watch it. Because
Yeah.
the show is very emotionally deep, and if you pay attention to it, you'll see what I'm talking about, because each character is connected. By the flashbacks, they're really pushing the point of how emotional deep each of these characters are with each other.
See, like, I know One Piece is huge in Japan. Like, they have the characters do, like, commercials and
Yeah,
stuff. Like,
commercials.
it's so, like, anime is so different
Oh, absolutely.
in Japan than it is in America. Like,
just-
it's a part of
I
everyone's life.
retweeted the other day, Dorito bags in Japan have Evangelion characters on them. I'm so jealous. Like,
Yeah,
they have anime on everything.
They have everything cool.
It's so
Like,
integrated
I'm
in their
almost
culture.
positive I watched a Japanese commercial for, like, toothpaste with the One Piece characters.
Probably.
Like, it's so insane.
I saw a picture of a Wendy's bag, and Wendy's advertising One Piece by
See?
making.
We're in the wrong country. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
maybe we should retire to
They
Japan.
do like origami ships, and it's like they make the One Piece show. I'm like, what? That's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Well, you know what, Frank? When we go to Japan, we'll let you know if you want to come along.
I'll come along.
Like 1 to 2 years from now, we're starting.
Yeah,
we're starting to save now.
I'm there.
Like literally now, we're starting to save.
We actually were talking to our other friend of the podcast, Blake. He was on last week. He was saying how he's also saving up for Japan.
Like he's gung-ho about going, and he wants to go with us. And we were talking about if we can think of more people that want to go, so we can get better rates and see more. Yeah, let's do it.
Frankie,
let's do it,
guys.
Spring 2019, either spring or fall in 2019.
Let's go.
I'm hoping.
Frank, I'm going to take you up on that, Frank.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
All right, guys. So before we get into the thick of it, if you want to listen to our Dragon Ball Part 1, go back, listen to episode 13. Mm-hmm. We're going to be covering the Red Ribbon Army Saga. It's probably close to 60 episodes, maybe a little more. It takes place following Goku just having lost the Martial Arts World Tournament to Jackie Chun. He's got a year away. It's a year away for the next tournament. Master Roshi's like, you know what, Goku? You guys deserve like a nice rest. You put your heart and soul into that tournament. And Goku, being the type of character he is, he's just like, you know what? Instead of training right away, I'm going to go out. I'm going to find my grandpa's Dragon Ball. So Goku sets out on a new journey to find his Dragon Ball. And he just wants his grandpa's Dragon Ball. He's not somebody looking for the wish. But unfortunately, he comes upon the Red Ribbon Army, who is also looking for the Dragon Balls. And they're an evil organization known around the world for their dastardly deeds. The other characters are still there. You got Yamcha, Krillin, Master Roshi, Launch, and Bulma. They're all doing their sort of own thing, preparing for the next tournament. They're not heavily featured in this saga until towards the end, when you get a little bit of adventure with them. The Red Ribbon Army Saga introduces a lot of stuff that'll come to play into the future, which we're going to try not to spoil for Bridget, because she hasn't seen all of it. She hasn't seen anything past this point yet.
Thank you very much.
I know. That brings us to our word of the week, Bridget.
Yeah, words of the week. We have a couple for you, because we couldn't pick our favorite. So if you want to be able to say Red Ribbon Army in Japanese, it's Akai Ribbon Gun.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting that the word gun
is army.
It's pronounced gun, but it's spelt gun, and that is the word for army in Japanese.
Yeah,
that's
and
pretty
then,
cool.
I thought that was kind of cool.
We also
I couldn't pronounce that.
Thought the word adventure would be appropriate, and that is Boken.
Yeah, so Goku goes on adventure. That's all.
Yeah.
That's
a good one.
That
sounds like an epic word.
That's what Dragon Ball is all about. It's about that adventure. So we follow Goku. Some of the themes of the show, as we said, adventure, learning right from wrong, and martial arts is always a big part of the show. Before we get into a lot of the other topics, I wanted to talk about one in particular. Mm-hmm. Master Roshi.
Best man in the world.
Is he though?
He's nearly an unrivaled martial artist. But he is, what's the term I'm looking for?
Awesome.
He's kind of a douche.
He's awesome.
Pervy?
He's incredibly pervy. That's the best way to put it, I guess. And there's so much sexism in Dragon Ball. This is an older show. This is coming from the 80s, early 90s.
Different times.
It was such a different time. The amount of sexism in the show, especially towards the latter, let's say the second half of the Red Ribbon Army Saga, you get a lot more of Goku's friends and Master Roshi interacting with Bulma and Launch, and just like every episode, he is hitting on them crazy hard. And I'm just like, I don't remember this. Like, as a kid, I would have never picked it up. Like, as a kid, I would have just laughed it off.
All he does is try to find inventive ways to peep on Launch. Like, he borrowed...
Or Bulma, yeah.
And he borrowed Bulma's contraption that she invented, the wristwatch that shrinks you down. And he's like, ooh, I want that. And Bulma knew it was definitely not good intended. And he used it to shrink down and hide in the bathroom because he wanted to see Launch take a shower.
I mean, granted, it backfires in funny ways.
Yeah, he gets flushed down the toilet. Good for him.
It's really...
Yeah, that's what he gets. Let's be fair. That's what poor Master Roshi gets. Well, is he really poor? No, but... Master Roshi.
So another thing I wanted to talk about, before we can get into this a little bit further down the line, is there's quite a bit of racism, like underlining racism. Not like in your face, but like the way the characters, some of the African-American black characters are drawn. Like, or I shouldn't say African-American because they're speaking Chinese and overseas. The way they're drawn, the way they look, some of just the Red Ribbon Army in general, like... The way they look, as Bridget pointed out to me earlier today, they have like a very sort of Nazi look to them with like the armband and like
like it's disturbingly similar.
It's very, very interesting.
Interesting
it's
in a bad
shocking.
way.
Like as an adult, you're going back to watch this and you're just like, I'm laughing because I love Dragon Ball. Will always hold a place in my heart. At the same time, I'm just like, this is kind of terrible. Like this, this is really,
and like
really
keep in
rough.
mind, this show is intended for children.
Yeah. Another thing. Let's jump on to our next topic. I know I'm jumping around a bit. But
jump around, jump.
The death toll
around.
in Dragon Ball Red Ribbon Army Saga is astronomical. Goku kills people left and right with no second thought. And granted, the people he is killing are bad people, right? So that's how you kind of wash it off. But even some of the Red Ribbon Army guys, like the random soldiers that'll be like shooting into crowds and stuff, just killing like regular people. So many people die. Like I kind of wish we finished this the other day. And I was like, I kind of wish I kept a death toll. Like, I would love to see how many people from the end of the martial arts tournament through the end of sort of this saga, how many people actually died.
Somebody must have done this, like counted how many deaths in the show. I mean, somebody dies in one of the Red Ribbon Army episodes because instead of working, he was picking his nose. So the commander shot him in the forehead.
Yeah,
that
is pretty rough.
How screwed up is that?
You can't make any mistakes in the Red Ribbon Army. They're real deal.
There's another thing.
They're real deal, man.
Like, and the thing is, maybe you don't see the bullet enter the person, but there are times when they'll show the body of the person on the ground with the hole like smoking, and you're just like, wow, if you could never get away with that in the kids' show today.
And one of the people was like, please, I have a child at home, and like it was brutal.
I feel like we're destroying Frank a little bit. We're not Dragon Ball.
No, it's hard to say because when they made the show,
right, it was
a different time.
Different time, yeah. Like,
and to be honest,
don't get me wrong, a lot of people.
I think today's society, we should tone it down a bit, but not to the extreme. I feel like people are being too sheltered also.
I agree. I was just about to say that. I think we've all become a little too sensitive. And I don't disagree that sometimes those things go out of control.
Absolutely.
There's always that border, but like, I agree with you, Frank. I think the society in general is a little too worried about pushing the button.
And this is a perfect example, off topic a little bit, but perfect example, Looney Tunes. Or basic cartoons from our time that you didn't think was that crazy. Tom and Jerry, all that stuff.
I used to love Looney Tunes, and my mother always said she hated it because it was so violent.
Yeah, it's like,
and I was like, "What are you talking about?
It's just
Looney Tunes."
Look, it's Acme. He dropped it, but he didn't die. He got back up. It's just like,
no, you got a good point. That's a good point. That's the heavy stuff. Let's get into the more fun stuff. So, Goku battles the Red Ribbon Army. Here's this 13-year-old boy just coming off a martial arts tournament, nearly winning, mind you, and he goes off on this adventure to find his his grandpa's Dragon Ball.
Grandpa's ball.
And it is. It is unfortunate that he comes upon the Red Ribbon Army for... Actually, I guess I can't even say that. It's really fortunate he comes upon the Red Ribbon Army because he ultimately stops them.
Yeah, he single-handedly
stops his army.
saves the world.
Like, they're kidnapping old men, threatening the lives
whole
of children.
Villages to work. Like,
they're enslaving these local villagers to do their bidding. Like, awful.
It's like in worst place too. It's like, isn't it like winter and snowing everywhere, and it's just like a bad time.
From super warm to super winter, it's like, it's terrible.
And I'm like, no.
I think that was Goku's first snow experience too.
Goku is a simple individual.
He is very simple.
Simple taste,
simple drives, but good-hearted nonetheless. And he experiences so much through this particular journey in general. And like, you're watching him meet some what I thought was actually really fun villains. So like, the Red Ribbon Army has this countless army of just sort of henchmen, but then you have the random few like Colonel Silver, General Blue, General White. You get characters like Android 8, which is a really cool character I want to touch on.
Ader,
I want to touch on him in a minute. Mercenary Tao, which is a really crazy character.
Yeah, you don't mess with Mercenary Tao.
Major Metallatron.
Major Metallatron, which I thought was really great, because if you look at him, that's the Terminator.
Yeah.
Look up Major Metallatron. That's the Terminator. He even has, like, glasses. He's got the look. Like,
I think he also sounds like him a little bit.
He does sound like him a bit.
You think about it, the 80s was Arnold Schwarzenegger's golden age. Like, all these action movies coming out, and he's in all of them. So, he's globally known, and they totally made an Arnold Schwarzenegger robot Terminator.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He looks just like him.
And if you look at Ader, he kind of looks like a tiny Frankenstein.
Yes, he looks
Just
like
not
Frankenstein.
Looks like Frankenstein. Exactly, yeah. He comes across these characters, he ultimately defeats them. For the first time ever, Goku is kind of struggling.
Yeah, he doesn't know what to do.
Goku has struggled in his training to become better, but when it comes to fights, like even versus Jackie Chun, it was really evenly matched.
Yeah.
Now he comes up against Major Metallotron, who, no matter what he's thrown at this thing, and this is like the first android, I think, that he comes upon.
Yeah, I believe it's the first one.
And he didn't realize it was.
And like he doesn't know
a
what a
machine.
robot really is until he's battling it, but like this thing is shooting arms, the robot punching.
Yeah, it's freaking him out. That's
Freaking
for
him
sure.
out, like he can't handle it. And unlike our part 1, where Goku seems to sort of have some ease with everything, he's starting to finally struggle.
Yeah.
And that is what I think is the driving factor of this show, especially this season, because Goku is struggling. You're just like, wow, I don't know if he's gonna beat this character.
Yeah, that's the best part of Dragon Ball, to be honest, is like his struggles, his friend struggles, how much him and his friends are. Like, Goku is just learning how to be awesome. And he's getting there. He's learning what his weaknesses are and all that. So I'm glad this is the kind of stuff he's dealing with. It's just gonna make him stronger. He's gonna power through it, and hopefully for the better.
They also start introducing a lot more characters that aren't human. So you get Booyan, who is a giant blob-like pink creature that works for the Red Ribbon Army. Goku kills him. Like, he can't do anything, and then he realizes, like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna blow a hole in this wall in Muscle Tower, and I'm gonna freeze him to death.
Yep.
And then he breaks him into a million pieces, and you're just like, yeah, Goku, but then you're like, man, that sucks.
That guy, he just got the raw end of the deal.
They start introducing other characters that, like, at one point, Goku even fights this giant octopus creature that can talk. Like, there's introducing a lot more sort of, you're getting a larger feel of the world of Dragon Ball through this saga. And a lot happens in this saga.
I wish this was how Earth was here.
Oh, tell me about it. He frees villages. He rescues village leaders and destroys this evil regime. And it's so cool.
Pretty much, single-handedly.
And they start to introduce characters who have, like, different abilities. Like, we're starting to see sort of... Now, you saw it a lot with Jackie Chun, but in the first tournament, it's a lot of more fighting than it is sort of specials, if I can put it that way. Right now, you're getting Mega Metallotron, who can shoot... Like, his arm can fire off. He can fire, like, bullets from his, hands and stuff, and then Goku's using his Kamehameha. Naturally, they introduce a character, Mercenary Tao, who, outside of Master Roshi and Goku, is the first person who you see who can use, like, energy attack. And that comes quick. There's, like, no preamble up to it, like the Kamehameha wave, Like, it's just, I think it's, like, called Dodon Ray, right?
The Dodon Ray.
The Dodon Ray. And he just shoots it, and you're just like, what? Like, I didn't know other characters could do that. And Mercenary Tao is a great character.
Yeah.
Mercenary Tao is awesome.
Feared throughout the world, this character.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's like Master Roshi or anyone's haven't came up against him yet in any tournament or anything.
You know what's crazy to think about too is like if Master Roshi came up against him, he wouldn't be able to beat him.
Not this
he
stage.
He barely beats Goku. How could he possibly have taken Mercenary Tao? And when Mercenary Tao first meets Goku and has to dispatch him, it's only by sheer luck that Goku survives.
Yeah.
You know, like it hits the Dragon Ball inside his shirt, and the Dragon Balls are ultimately pretty much indestructible. It protects him from being killed.
I like how Mercenary Tao has to wear that pink outfit with the red bow in his hair.
Yeah, that shows how manly he is.
Yeah, true man, right there.
But listen, he don't care.
Like the evil guys, they do introduce some additional sort of good characters. You get Ariel. She's the random girl who's super strong in Penguin Village.
Yeah, Penguin Village.
Yeah, like, that was a weird episode.
Someone was on something when that was written.
Ariel, yeah.
Ariel, yes.
She has purple hair?
Yeah, she has like
glasses?
The hat, the glasses. She can run super fast. Like, she's super strong.
Yeah.
But she's so, like, that little weird family, like, has the psychic baby that can float and stuff.
Yes.
And Penguin Village is just so off the map weird compared to the rest of the world. And the rest of the world's crazy to begin with. You could see that they're really getting into their stride with Dragon Ball, like this part of Dragon Ball. They're just having fun with it. Like, they're just throwing out weird stuff after weird stuff.
Really weird, that town.
There's so much good stuff in here. There's the whole pirate treasure sort of subplot.
I liked that. That was
which was
really
really fun.
interesting.
Like it was a cool thing. Like, oh, here's another thing in the world that doesn't have to do with the Dragon Balls. Like it just sort of happens to be part of what they're doing. You get this lost treasure that Krillin, Bulma, and Goku are now like gonna find because they're also looking for the Dragon Ball.
So the part with the pirates, it really gets you thinking about really how creative like this world is that they built, because when we think of ancient pirates, we think of in our world before technology, and yet in this world, this ancient buried home base, it's filled with pirate robots. Right?
Yeah, it's
Or
and
robot, yeah.
they have submarines and lights and in this world, just technology has been around a lot longer. So you have this ancient buried treasure, and the pirates were like techie. Like it's just so weird. It's like a complete crash.
It is. It's interesting because you get a lot of different locations in this part of the saga. So like you go to Bulma's home city, and you get to see like Goku in the big city, not really understanding what's going on,
Not knowing anything.
Not knowing
Clueless
anything.
to the world.
Well, I mean, that's Goku in a nutshell, right?
That's the farm boy.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Like, you remember how well he got along with the family of monkeys? Like, it just says a lot about his level of intelligence. Like, he just fit right in there.
Yeah, he is not book heavy. Book smart, to say the very least.
And then you go to, like, random small villages. Don't seem to have, like, a whole lot going on for them.
Yeah.
You know, it just so happens that there's a Dragon Ball nearby. So that's what leads him there. But it leads him all over the world.
Carefree.
Yeah, carefree Goku's. I miss those days.
Foreboding.
So Goku runs into other characters like Bora and Upa. Noble character.
Yeah.
Like, you get like a random noble character that's sort of not part of the main series every once in a while. And the first, so like you had Middle Eastern fighter in the World Martial Arts Tournament who fought up against Goku and lost.
Oh.
He was like he's
Yeah,
a
I
very
know who he
noble
is.
character, you know.
He
Yeah.
wears a
Like,
turban.
yeah, he's a very noble character. Like, even when he's facing off against that female character, he's just put moves on him. He's just like, no, this is not appropriate. In this, they introduced Bora and Upa, and Bora is this Native American character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he's an Indian.
Pretty beefy, too.
Yeah, and bullets don't hurt him.
Yeah,
Like-
those just bounce off.
You get a lot more superhuman characters starting in this season.
Yeah.
Because now you have Bora, who's, by all accounts, is really strong. Like, he cannot be hurt by bullets.
That
Bullets.
says something.
The majority of the human
His
race
muscles
can
are
be hurt.
so tough
They're
that
built.
bullets just
But this
bounce.
guy, he's been working out. He hangs out with Arnold, what can I say?
Yeah.
He's
Probably.
pumping that iron.
It's crazy because Mercenary Tao kills him.
Yeah.
With ease.
Yeah.
I
With
can't believe they
ease.
did that. I was like,
Mercenary
oh.
Tao is brutal.
He's a brutal
And
mercenary.
Even as, like, his son was burying him, I was like, he's gonna wake up. He's gonna get up. He'll be fine. And he died.
Yeah, and they had no problem showing that spear go through him.
Nope.
No problem whatsoever.
And the best part is that they put this on TV.
Oh, I know.
For children to watch.
I don't think Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z has any banned episodes, and they just go.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair. I don't know other animes that have banned episodes.
Pokemon.
Well, you know what? Wasn't there a Pokemon episode banned because of like flashing lights though?
There's several banned episodes of Pokemon.
Really?
Pokemon has at least 6 or 7 banned episodes.
Well,
Then
I
you
need
know
my
what?
hands
We're
on
gonna
this.
have you come back for Pokemon, and we're gonna have to talk about some of that stuff.
The episode where Ash catches all 40 of those Tauroses.
That's banned?
That's a banned episode. You don't
Why?
see that.
I remember watching that.
Yeah, once.
Yeah.
You won't see
Why
it
would
again.
they ban that?
What was the ban for? I think it was because it was like poaching and stuff. So they banned it.
Oh,
I mean, if you
interesting.
think about Pokemon, whole
Yeah.
catching the holy swamp.
Me and Tim had this conversation. It
Making
was
a
like,
fight.
Frank, you gotta understand. This is like, I'm like, I understand, Tim, slavery to Pokemon, but you need to back it up a minute. It's Pokemon. You can't go think that deep about it. But we've had a long conversation about that. Get into that another time.
Well, we'll have to have you back on one of our Pokemon episodes
Yes.
for sure. Especially because Frank is the Pokemon Go master. I thought I was a Pokemon Go master. I've been a Pokemon fan since day one, but Frank just ups the ante when it comes to Pokemon Go.
Nice.
He's out there like every day. He's got like 4 Mewtwo's or 3 or 4
Are
Mewtwo's.
you
man.
serious?
3 Mewtwo's. Next Wednesday, I'll have number 4. I just got another pass.
You know what?
This guy's
Congratulations. That is quite an achievement.
Well, it helps to be in the Discord, and it's good to have people that know you in the Discord, and they just tag you and everything.
Yeah, that's
so
fair.
I just, like, today, I almost went down to Patrog to help with a raid, but I was going to miss it.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
There's a lot of time that takes up.
What are you doing, John?
All right, so I
Like,
do want to...
you should be out there.
I should, but
You
you know
should be
what?
grinding.
It's Dragon Ball time. It's Dragon Ball time, all right? So, what I do want to talk about is Android 8. So, Aider. You introduce an android following the battle with Mega Metallitron. And here's an android who has his own mind.
Own personality.
And someone who created to bring chaos. Does not want anything to do with it. Just wants to be left alone, wants to live a peaceful life.
He doesn't believe in violence.
And that's the beauty of it. That's how the world should be.
Frank, preach right here.
Right there. Aider's living the dream. Same with Goku.
He has to be pushed really hard to
get angry to do something.
Like raise his fist to do something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like Goku saves him. Goku goes out of his way to save an android. Now, granted, Goku probably doesn't understand like the rest of us do.
What an android is.
Mm.
But Goku sees it as someone who doesn't want to fight.
He's like, you're Aider. That's how I see you. Like, he doesn't think of him as a thing.
And he instantly befriends him. Goku, he's one of a kind.
That's why he has the purest heart and he can ride the Nimbus.
Right there. That's it.
You guys are such dorks.
I'm sorry, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z.
I can talk about
That's why you're here.
I can talk about it all day.
I agree, Frank. We could talk all day. All right, Bridget. I got a question for you. Do you find this show monotonous?
So very much.
Really?
Like, I kind of feel like, okay, I get the gist of it, the Dragon Balls, what now? Like, what's next?
So, okay, you're watching this as an adult. Yeah. You've never seen this before.
No.
I have fond memories of this as a kid. So, like, going back to it, although I can see the somewhat ridiculous things about it, I still love it.
Yeah.
You're right. No, and I get that because I grew up watching Sailor Moon and Pokemon. And
also watch Sailor Moon.
Great
show.
But if I go back and watch it, it would be like, oh man, I remember watching this, and it would be so nostalgic. I don't have that with Dragon Ball, so I'm watching it first time, thinking about it critically, and I think it's very redundant. Like all the Dragon Balls reunited.
That Dragon Ball, the whole series, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super. It's very redundant.
Right. And, we already get that he's a good person. He's got a great heart. I feel like it just keeps teaching you the same lesson again and again.
But I think it's also trying to push the same thing One Piece pushes. Is that how far he will go every time for his friends, for his family, for his loved ones.
For random strangers.
For random people.
Mm-hmm.
Unable to, protect themselves.
And I think that's they try to drive it home, but I think they need to drive it home because I don't think enough people understand. And what I mean by that, if people that watch the show can take what's going on and not seeing all the other stuff, all the other violence, but see this character and what he's doing, and maybe as a kid, that kid would be like, all right, I know what's right from wrong, bad and good. So
preach it, Frank.
So you can look at it like that in the sense as, it's very redundant and they are telling the same lesson, but I don't think people understand the lesson and that's why they keep pushing it.
That's a really good point. I was saying to myself the other day, we had just finished Your Lie in April. It's an anime that came out and
it broke me.
It
broke my heart.
Oh man, emotional roller coaster. Man, oh man. I don't know if I've ever been as emotional on anything as to with this show.
I've been there.
The lessons you take from anime. How are there not better people in this world?
That's what I'm saying.
Everyone should watch anime.
Everyone should watch anime. They should be forced to watch anime.
Yes, in school.
Because, anime preaches such right from wrong, just pureness, courage, and just, all these things that make us people, but we're still not getting it.
Yeah. I think that's why they push the same song and dance when it comes to that. Or
they got a winning formula?
Yeah, and they're just rolling with it.
Just bringing in the cash.
But I like to think it's the first one.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. All right, Frank. So then my follow-up to you is, what keeps you coming back to Dragon Ball? And going on further. So Frank is now watching Dragon Ball Super. He's almost done with Dragon Ball Super. And then he's going to go back and start Dragon Ball over again because he's the man.
And then he's going to lap us.
He's going to lap us.
I don't know. Tim talked a big game. We're going to try, but we're going to do our best to do it. Yeah, we're watching Dragon Ball Super, and we're going to rewatch Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, maybe GT. It's not canon anymore, but maybe GT.
Okay, I'm glad you're here, Frank, because I wanted to confirm whether that was actually canon anymore.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It is not part of it.
Huh.
Dragon Ball Super takes place probably a year after everything happens in Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Or maybe not even 6 months. It pretty much takes place as soon as Dragon Ball Z ends, it comes back in.
Okay, interesting.
You get the same cool characters. I think what brings me back is the nostalgic. That's first off.
Right. Yeah, see that
and that drew me back.
Same
I didn't think Dragon Ball Super was going to be that great when it first started airing. When I started watching it and seeing all the changes they were doing, I'm like, okay.
For the better or for the worse?
For the better.
Okay.
And I think they're taking pages from other animes and they're realizing this is what people want. They don't want to see the one character be awesome all the time. They want to see other characters develop and be awesome together.
Yeah,
awesome.
that's
that
promising.
That makes me very excited to watch Dragon Ball Super. Now, I have always say to Bridget, I hate when an anime has a main character who is like unbeatable and flawless.
So like One Punch Man.
Goku is the exception to the rule, I think. Goku is not flawless.
He's
he
an
may
idiot.
very well be unbeatable, but he's not flawless.
Like he's kind, good-hearted, but he's an idiot.
That's his problem.
Yeah.
That's his problem in a nutshell. That I wouldn't say he's not smart, but it's just like he takes everyone from what they say. And it's just like, Goku.
Yeah,
Should not be
gullible.
you should not, no.
Too trusting.
It's like you took the candy from the van and you shouldn't have. Goku.
Now you're in the van.
Now you're in the van, Goku. But thank God you can get yourself out of the van.
Yeah, fortunately, Goku can get himself out of the van. Do you have any final thoughts there, Frank? Any of the characters you want to talk about?
I think you covered it, all of them. The last fight scene, though, wasn't it with the leader, Red?
So, Commander Red...
I don't think we talked about him.
We didn't. Good point. So, you find out Commander Red's reason for hunting the Dragon Balls.
Oh, this is
and it's
fantastic.
to make himself physically taller.
He's
Yes.
he's Napoleon. He's a Napoleon complex. He's so short.
And
he would yell at his sidekick because his sidekick is really
Was so
tall.
much taller than him.
He's like, I told you never to look down on your commander, and he has to like kneel down.
The one black guy in the show.
Yeah.
That's not a random soldier. Staff Officer Black, no less.
They didn't
is-
actually give him a name.
He
Yeah.
kills him.
Yeah.
He straight up shoots Commander Red in the head, and like you see the smoking hole.
Yeah.
Because it was after he realized that he was
Stronger than him, wasn't it?
Well, because
I think
he
he was
found
fed up.
out why he was collecting the balls. He thought he was doing it for the better of the Red Ribbon Army. And
That's
he found
right.
out he's doing it to become taller. And he's like, are you serious? Like, you're wasting our lives and resources for this? And that's when he took care of him.
At least Pilaf had an idea of what he wanted to do with Dragon Balls. This guy just wants to become taller.
Yeah, no.
But then when he
I feel like it was
killed
kind of a
him,
cop-out.
he's
Yeah.
like, I'm going to collect them all, and I'm going to start by ruling the world. So he wasn't any better. He was a terrible person.
Oh, no. Pilaf?
No, the Staff Officer Black.
Yeah.
Oh, Staff Officer Black. Oh, yeah. He wanted to take over the world.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's at least
he's
an
doing
understandable wish. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it makes sense that an evil organization would want to take over the world. It doesn't make sense that their leader would just...
That's the whole point. They're like, to me, they're like the Nazis of this world, as we said before. And they're like, they just want to take over the world. I'm like, okay, I get that, but you people need to drop it back a notch. This whole saga was pretty good. I enjoyed every bit of it. Ader was awesome.
We didn't touch base on Corrin and Corrin's tower.
And we also learned some interesting tidbits about Bulma. Found out that Bulma is actually part of a very wealthy family. Her father is the inventor of the capsule. Apparently she's famous, and she's got a zoo.
You know, I kind of take that for granted because I know Bulma's backstory. Like, I didn't think about.
Yeah, I had
I
to think about that for a minute. I'm like, what did she learn about Bulma? Wait a minute.
So, yeah, I mean, Bulma was a big character in the first episode, the first sagas that we covered, but, we didn't really know anything about her background, and she was, she's actually quite humble, considering her background, even though she's very, like, prissy, I guess.
Well, she's
still
a
very...
16, 17
Yeah.
year old girl,
She's 16, yeah, that's true.
She's very young.
She's very humble, considering, like, her family's very wealthy, and her dad seems, like, really awesome. You get to meet her parents. They have, like, a zoo of all these different animals, and, I thought
they're laid back.
awesome.
They're great.
Yeah, very laid back, very cool
They're
family.
like, we're rich, but
We're cool about it.
We're cool about
Yeah,
it.
we're cool.
You want some money? I'll give you some money.
Yeah. So that was awesome.
I do want to bring up Korn and Korn's Tower. So after Mercenary Tao believes he's finished off Goku for good, he takes the Dragon Balls and leaves, not realizing that there's a fourth one that Goku had concealed. Goku comes to, has himself some dinner, and then decides to climb Korn's Tower because he was told by Bora that by doing so you would become incredibly strong. You have to drink the mystical water at the top of the tower.
Like Korin.
Like
My
Korin.
man.
So it was really funny. So we watched Goku climbing the tower. And, there's just this legend of how someone climbed the tower hundreds of years ago. And you get to the top, and you find out that Korin is this cat creature.
Yay!
And Bridget literally went, yay!
Listen, high five it, bring it in.
Yeah!
Saw the cat creature. And I thought that was so funny. I'm just like, of course you would find the cat creature funny.
Chubby white cat.
What's really cool, I love this part. So you find out from Korn that only one person has done it beforehand, and it was Master Roshi. 300 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, in the Dragon Ball lore, Master Roshi at one point in his life...
I forgot that they mentioned that.
Well, the thing is, they don't mention it. They only mention that he's over 300 years old. In the Dragon Ball lore, though, at one point, Master Roshi stumbles upon the Fountain of Youth, takes it as, an older man, and that's why he never ages after that point.
It's the same thing why the turtle doesn't age.
Oh, I didn't know the turtle also...
I didn't know.
The turtle, he's been with Master Roshi for a very long time.
Oh, that's crazy.
Him and the turtle go way back.
That's cute.
So you find out that Master Roshi also drank from the mystical water, which you find out is just regular tap water.
Yeah.
And it took him 3 years on Korn's Tower to get it from Korn. Goku, it took 3 days.
Yep.
And I was
like
just,
a champ.
It's just another sort of notch in Goku's belt to just show how incredible this character is going to be.
Goku, he's just going to keep getting better and better at this point in the game. Well, you can just see it. You can see how his level's going up, and people are just like, oh god. This guy's getting strong. Like, Master Roshi, I think, realized, or Jackie Chun realized that when he was fighting, that when he were equally matched, and they were like, he still won. I think he realized...
It was down to almost a double knockout.
Yeah, I think he realized after that, I'm at this age, this kid is that age, and he almost put me down.
And that was really sweet, because he worked really hard, because he didn't want Goku to win, because he was afraid he would plateau. If I'm already the best, then why do I need to work harder?
That's exactly right.
So, Master Roshi busted his ass to beat him so he would continue to move up.
That's the great thing. People are always pushing Goku to be better. Always.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
But they were there to support him when they found out he was going to take on the entire Red Ribbon Army base by himself.
That's true.
So they all tried to rally
troops
together to back him up. They thought it was a suicide mission. And by the time they all got there, he was already done.
He's like, guys, I know you came, but these chumps were nothing. I took care of them.
And that leads us into what our next episode will be on. We're going to cover the Baba saga, which is going to be very interesting, and also the Tien Shinhan saga. We're introducing some new characters to come. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm pretty bummed.
We get the next martial arts tournament. We get the next martial arts tournament in then. All right, so you can find this anime on Funimation. If you go to their website, you can get a free 14-day trial. They have all the Dragon Balls, apparently. They even have Dragon Ball Super. I'm not sure if that's in Japanese.
All Japanese.
Yeah, and I know Super's also on Crunchyroll.
But they have also a variety of other animes as well. Frank is going to have his own podcast coming out. Do you want to sort of give a synopsis what you're going to be talking about?
So, my podcast, like I said, maybe not in a few weeks, but hopefully within a few weeks to early spring, I'm going to be releasing a podcast called Nerd Crawler. And the premise of it is pretty much everyone in the world has something nerdy that they enjoy doing, or something they love doing. For example, I love video games, so I can be nerdy about that. There's people that love cars, they're nerdy about that. People are nerdy every day. They just don't know about it. The term nerd has changed over the years, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's nerdy about something. So pretty much, I'm just going to be talking for about 10 to 30 minutes, anywhere in that loop. Each episode will be different, and it'll just be different topics. From TV shows, to anime, to games, to movie reviews, comics, cars,
Everything under the
anything, tattoos, whoever wants to just come on and we'll just talk.
That's awesome.
Frank,
Yeah, that means
Star Wars
that
episode, I'm there.
everyone is nerdy in their own way. That's cool. I think nerd crawler is a really good name for it.
Yeah, I took it. I didn't take it from anywhere, but I took it from the term dungeon crawler. The term dungeon crawler means, like, if you're playing WoW, you just want to keep running the same thing.
Yeah.
So I just took dungeon out and put nerd crawler, and then we're just going to explore all the different
That sounds cool.
topics out there.
Guys, you should expect that around spring figure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so
we'll definitely.
I'll have everyone on.
We'll let you know again as that sort of gets closer. Thank you, Frank, for joining us. We really appreciate it. We'll definitely have you back from our Dragon Ball in the future.
I am down to talk about Dragon Ball Z or anything.
So before we end, there's something that I have to confess. I don't know if it's a sign that I'm watching too much anime or it's a good thing. I had a dream last night that was entirely animated.
That's awesome.
Like you were an anime character?
I was a spectator. My dream was in animation.
That's cool.
That's
and
interesting.
I wasn't in real 3D anymore. I'm dreaming in cartoon.
That's the dream.
That is interesting. I don't think I've ever had that.
No.
It was
I've had some
mind-blowing.
crazy dreams.
I've never had that before.
Most of my dreams are bad.
But,
we go down a dark place in dreams.
I'm watching Little Witch Academia right now, and it had that same like animation style, and it took place in a tea house. And this girl, it was kind of like Food Wars, where they would like these people were competing to have the most delicious and just catchy looking tea. It was really everything was so colorful, and she came up with this like really interesting way to make her tea like stand out, and like the whole thing was all cartoon.
That's awesome.
I don't know if it's a sign that I should take a break from anime.
No,
it means keep going, power through.
Yes.
Yeah.
That means watch longer anime.
Yes, that means I'm getting into like I'm in the zone.
That means you got into One Piece. You got to get into Naruto. You gotta.
See, I've watched all of original Naruto. I had never started on Shippuden.
That one.
I haven't gotten even close.
I
to
touched some
Boruto.
of Shippuden.
Yeah.
And I saw
See, I'm a cheater, and I watch a lot of videos about fighting scenes. So I haven't watched any of the new Naruto, but I can tell you it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm all about the fight scenes as well. Rock Lee!
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
You can email us at gitcanime@gmail.com, and our episodes will always be up on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and YouTube. Woo, we're on YouTube. Our social media is Facebook and Twitter, Instagram. Check out our Patreon account. So if you want to support our podcast, you get a lot of perks for it. So check out our page, and there's a lot of awesome stuff to look into. And what else?
Just another bit on SoundCloud. Bridget goes and finds the music from the animes and puts them together into a playlist, so you can check those out on SoundCloud as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bridget's the workhorse of this podcast. Bowing down.
You can't see him, but he's bowing. Oh, and our website. It's looking really pretty. I'm still adding content to it, but I mean, it's gitcanime.com. So, I mean, if you want to check it out, it's on there, and I'm really happy with how it's coming out. So, I mean, I did the designing first because, pretty is important, and then I'm adding the actual content. Yeah.
We'd love a review. We want to make the podcast better, so reach out, email us with any questions or suggestions of anime you'd like us to check out.
Yeah.
And thank you to our patrons, and thank you to Anthony for our theme song. You can catch his podcast, What's Your Fortune, on iTunes. All right, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yep.